Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Welcome back, guys. This is week 9, and we are going to talk about connecting a network. In this class, we are going to talk about the tools and accessories that is needed to connect a network, and then we are going to talk about the software that is needed to connect the network. So there's actually two parts of this class. Let's stay together. All right, guys, before we move on and start our slides for today, I have uploaded maybe 3 or 4 videos in e-learning for you to watch, and I would recommend you to actually watch these videos before this slides videos, because it's going to help you to understand the actual functions of these tools. They are very easy, and it's there's actually a simulation for using the tools, so you will get the whole idea. So why do we actually need some tools and accessories? It helps us to actually install and maintain the cables in the wired network, which is actually a quite challenging task. It needs physical work and so on. So it's very important actually to understand a variety of network cable crimping and testing tools, which is going to help us to make the connection of the network as perfect as we can. So first we have the crimping tools. Crimping tools are actually used to, for example, cut, remove, and attach any required or any unnecessary parts of the cables. So first we cut the network cable of the required length from the bundle, and then if you need to cut the cable, then you use the crimping tool. And if you want to remove the outer and inner jackets of the network cable, then you use the crimping tool. And then finally, to attach the connectors on both ends of the cable, and by seeing the picture later on, you will get the idea. So for the network cable crimping and testing tools, we have wire cutter and we have wire stripper. The cutter is actually to cut the network cable of the required length, whatever length you need, and then you use the tool to cut. And then the stripper is actually used to remove the outer and inner jackets of the network cable. So this picture actually clarifies the meaning here. Let's see. First, we have this wire cutter. If you want to cut the cable, then you use this part. And then if you want to actually stripe the cable to separate this inner and outer cable, then you use this part. This is the wire cutter here, and this is the wire stripper. Okay, guys. And then we have the crimp tool, which is actually used to attach the connectors to the cable. Typically, this tool also includes a wire cutter and wire stripper. You can find all the functions in one tool. So if you buy the crimp tool, you don't have to buy a wire cutter and wire stripper separately. You just go for the crimp tool, and it has these 3 functions. As you can see here, this is the crimper right here, and this is the cutter. So this is actually a multifunction tool. Now we have something else called network cable testing and troubleshooting tools, which is used to ensure, to measure the length of a segment or network cable, to detect any loose connectors, to identify an unlabeled network cable from all network cables, and to find a break in the network cable, to certify the cable installation. So this tool function is to make sure that all cables length and ends and connectors are in the best shape, and there is actually nothing wrong with the cable. This is what we call this is where we use actually the troubleshooting tools. And we have the cable certifier. This is actually tests the network cable and certifies that the cable installation meets a special wiring standards such as Cat 5e, Cat 6, and Cat 6a, and so forth. So this device actually can check and test the total segment length, crosstalk, noise, any wire map, resistance, impedance, and the capability to transfer data at the maximum frequency rated for the cable. So this is actually one of the very, very beneficial and useful tool that saves a lot of time by detecting any problem in the cable before we install our network. And this is actually the picture of this device, the cable certifier. We just connect the cable to this device and it's going to show everything that is related to this cable. If there is any damage, if there is any cut, if the connectors are not connected correctly, and so on, before we go and use this cable. So this is a very, very useful tool that we can use, or we should use actually, for network cabling. And this is right here is the a picture of the basic cable tester, and this is actually cheaper than the other device, the cable certifier, but with the same functions. But that one is more advanced and more technology based device. And then we have the tone generator and the probe. This one actually traces the unlabeled network cables and identify network cables that actually run from a central location to remote locations. And this device comes into two pieces, the tone generator and the probe. The tone generator generates tones or signals and places them on the network cables to be able to check the cable, and then the probe, which detects these signals on the other end of the cable. So these are the two main parts of the tone generator, and the probe, which is one of, you can plug the cable here, and then the other one can detect if there is any problem with the cable. And then next device is time domain reflector. This one actually measure the length of a network cable and the breaks in the cable. So the main purpose of this device is the measure or the length of the cable, and then it can actually shows if there is any break in the cable. Next device, we have the fiber optics tools. There are actually splicing fiber optic tools, and test fiber optic tools, and cleaning fiber optic tools. First one is the splicing. This machine is used to join optical fibers together to achieve a low loss connection. So the main purpose of this device is to achieve a low loss connection. This is the first type of the fiber optic tools. Then we have the test fiber optic tools, which actually only for testing the cables and so on. So we have different types of cables. For example, this fiber check, probe microscope, fiber microscope, P5000, fiber check slide winder, and so on. Thirdly, we have the cleaning fiber optic tools, which is to clean if there's any dirt or any wrong with the cable that we need to actually clean out before we use, because dirt sometimes can lead to problem in the network. We have talked about the hardware of the network cable, tools and accessories. Now we have network software. The software actually, uh, main purpose is to interact and increase the facilities and the functions of the computer network, which is called network software. So the main purpose of the network software is to interact, increase, and facilitate the functions of the computer network. And there are two basic types of networking, which allow two computers to share, send, and receive data files via network, and then allows shared access liberty to all users and systems that are part of the network. These types of network software are the Network Operating System, NOS, which is a system that offers a shared platform for all the connected computers that can run a shared application. For example, Net and Novell. And then number two is the shared network, which is a network software whose applications are centrally saved and each individual computer can access the applications on their own. And for example, we have Oracle. Then we have the client server network programs, which is one of the component of such applications are stored on client's system, and the other one is stored on the server. So we need one in the customer device and one in the server as well to be able to connect. And both systems then communicate with each other and utilize their part of the component accordingly. For example, we have Microsoft Exchange. So this class for today is actually very simple. It's all about tools and accessories that is actually used for detecting any problems or breaks or measurement of the length of the cables and so on. And once again, I highly recommend watching the 3 additional videos where you actually get the chance to see the real tools and their use in connecting a network. With that being said, that's all for today, and I wish you the best in your exam for the other subject. So there will be no class actually on Thursday. That's why I have recorded this slides for you. That's all, and take care, stay safe. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.